What's up? Welcome to Trackletics Live, the ultimate show for all things track and field. Join us as we dive deep into the sport, interviewing track and field athletes, coaches, nutrition specialists, and more. Get ready to hear some dope conversations and gain exclusive insight into what it takes to become a top performer in the sport. Whether you're a seasoned track and field athlete or just starting off, this is the show for you. So make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Let's get into the show. Welcome, Nick Vargas.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for taking the time out of your day, your training schedule, whatever you got going to sit down and have this conversation with me. I'm excited about it. Definitely want to get to know more about you, your track story, your goals. You've been doing a lot in the sport, really making waves.
Yeah.
But how you feeling today first? How's training been going for you?
It's been good. I just got back from Colombia about 2 days ago. And
one hard lesson I've learned being an athlete is that hydration is a major key to performance. You will not perform your best dehydrated. I hydrate with Eternal Water. Eternal Water is a naturally alkaline, pure, pristine water sourced directly from the springs here in America. It's filtered through layers of ancient rock, absorbing essential minerals and electrolytes you need to perform your best. It tastes amazing, makes you feel amazing, turning every workout into your best workout. I hydrate with Eternal Water.
So still training, getting ready for nationals out in November.
Yeah, nationals. We definitely gonna talk about that. But let's take it all the way back, right? You just said you were running in Colombia. You just got back 2 days ago. But how did you start running track? Like, when did this whole journey start for you?
So actually, at first, I hated sports. Like when I was really young, like my dad's an athlete himself. He's a swimmer, and I hated sports. But he was like, "Nah, you gotta do something." He was like, "You can't just be lazy," So he was just like, so I tried everything. I played basketball, I played soccer, baseball, everything. Swimming, I hated it. And then my dad was like, "You should try track," and I was like, "All right." And I think I was pretty young, so I went and I lost and I cried, so I quit. So I was like, "Nah, I'm done with track." And then once I got to like 8th grade, my dad was like, "Nah, you got to do a sport again." So I was like, I'm gonna try football. Tried football. I loved it. And then what was it? Yeah, 8th grade. And then I was like, I'm gonna run track again too. So I tried that out. And at first I was a distance runner. I did like the mile and stuff. And I hated it. I used to fake an injury every day at practice. I'd go to practice and they would be like, "All right, we got like 3-mile repeats." I'd be like, "Ooh, my calf hurt. I can't do it." Yeah. That's exactly what I would do.
Wow, that is funny. Okay, so when did it finally come around for you? When did it start clicking? When did you actually start to like it? And how did you get to sprints from distance?
Because I hated distance, but my dad was like, "Nah, you running." Like, even my mom, too, they're like, "Nah, you running. You doing something." So I was like, "Okay, I want to play football." And they're like, and then I was like, "Okay, I need speed for football." So I asked the coach, I'm like, "Can I be a sprinter?" And then he was like, "Nah, you distance runner." And I'm like, "Nah, let me be a sprinter, please. Let me prove it to you." So he put me up in the line with, this was like a club team in 8th grade. He put me up in the line with all the other sprinters, and I beat them. And he was like, "Oh, okay, maybe you could be a sprinter." I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Wow, that's funny. That's how a lot of track and field people's stories start. They hop in the sport, they're in one event, and it's either to prove it to yourself or prove it to your coach that you can be good at the event that you actually want to do. That's pretty interesting there. I definitely didn't know that about your story for real.
Yeah.
Right. So you said that was 8th grade. Now, in high school, what high school did you go to?
I'm from Arizona, so I went to Verado High School.
Okay. So what was your track and field high school career like?
Oh, freshman year of high school, we had a coach, but the rest we didn't have a sprint coach, like a solid sprint coach. So freshman year, I was just kind of just there. I'd still fake an injury, sometime, 'cause, Sophomore year is when I kind of started, I was like, okay, maybe I should take this seriously. And then junior year when I was like, all right, I really got to lock in. And that's when we didn't have a coach in high school, so I was the coach. I would be looking up workouts and telling people, hey, we're going to do three 300s today. I don't know. I just looked it up. I had no form, nothing whatsoever. And then junior year, I just started dropping time. Like I was like a nobody. And then I just came into a meet and I just started beating everybody. And everybody was like, "Who's this kid from Verrado? Why is he beating us?" Like, yeah.
Well, whatever workout she was looking up, they started working.
Yeah.
So that's junior year. How'd your senior year go?
Senior year was actually the COVID year.
Oh.
So I ended up, we only had like 3 meets. I was doing so good. I was number 1 in state for the 2, for the 4. I was so ready that year. I was like, oh yeah. And I actually stopped playing football senior year because I wanted to focus just on track. I was like, nah, I'm going to just focus on track. And then once that happened, I was like, what's it called? Yeah, I was just like, yeah, just focus on track. And then I was number 1 in state for the 4, number 1 in state for the 2. I was getting offers, and I was so excited. And then boom, COVID.
COVID, dang. So, how did that play out for you? You were getting offers. What schools did you end up getting offers from? And
So I got offers from a lot of D2s, a lot of solid D2s, and I got an offer from Colorado, and the best one was GCU. So I was like, GCU, I'm very close to my family, and since I'm from Arizona, GCU is about like 30 minutes away. So I went on a visit, and I loved it. So I was like, I'm going to go to GCU. So I ended up going to GCU my first year.
how did that go? What was the training experience like, the college experience like?
Honestly, I loved it. I made a lot of good friends there they're still my friends. My best friend went there, and like I made a lot of friends there. I loved it. And the training was good. I got humbled so fast my very first meet. Oh man, we was at U of A in Tucson, and I was so nervous. I was like shaking. I was like, oh man, and what's it called? It was the 4x4, and I was lined up next to Texas A&M. What's his name? Bryce Dreadman, or what's the dude that went to the Olympics for the 4x4? I forgot his name. But he was at Texas A&M, and me and him was lined up next to each other. He's like 6'5", I'm 6 foot. So he was just like, we was both third leg. We was both just bumping around. And I was like, okay, both of our legs was like coming at the same time. I'm like, okay, I'm going to stay with him. So we both got it, stay with him until the 150, and then he just took off. And I was just running like this the whole time. Like, it was bad. It was so embarrassing.
Tightened up in that's crazy. But I mean, you were in some hot races, high school and college are them 2 different worlds.
Oh, 100%. High school was just like, there was like maybe 1, 2 good people, but then like college, everybody's good. I mean, everybody fast. Like, it's a whole different world. So I got humbled like right away.
Whole different world, for real. So you were at GCU. How did you get to Cali?
So I wanted to leave GCU just because, like, I don't know, just with coaching and all that. I still love them. Go shout out Coach Flood, but it just wasn't for me. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to see if I can find somewhere else. So I was like, I like being on the west side because I'm close to family. And I was like, what other places can I go? And then I remember I was actually going on TikTok and I saw the Mount Sac Stadium. I'm like, that's kind of a cool stadium. I've seen it on TV all the time, and I'm like, maybe I should try to, hit that coach up, see maybe, I didn't think he would hit me back. So I like looked it up and, JB, and I was like, I'm gonna hit him up. And I emailed him and I'm like, hey, these are my times. And then he responded in like 5 minutes. I was like, oh, wow. So then I drove down to California, took a visit, and I fell in love with everything.
Yeah, that facility is amazing. All the resources that they have.
Yeah.
What was your school experience like at Mount Sac, though?
My school experience, it was easy. It was pretty easy,
I get that from the Mount Sac students, but you guys have all the resources, so you're not struggling. You're getting the help that you need. So from athletics is covered, we got everything we need, and academics, we got everything we need. Yeah. So that's good, right? And from Mount Sac, how do we get to Columbia? Straight from JC to Columbia?
So actually,
on the big stage like that.
This was before I went to Columbia, or before I went to Mount Sac. So it was that summer when I was like in the process of leaving. And I was like, my dad told me, he was like, hey, you know you could run for Colombia, right? I'm like, wait, really? I wasn't born there, but my whole family was born there. But I was the only one. Me and my brother were the only one born in the States. So I was like, I could run for them. I thought I had to be born there. My dad was like, nah. So we were like, oh wow. So we basically in Colombia they run by cities. So like for example, I run for a city called Barranquilla. Shout out Atlántico. You know, I see people in here, but I run for them. So in the process, I was like, okay, I'm gonna hit up some cities and see like how do I join their team. So I hit up, you know, Valle, Antioquia, you know, all these different cities in Colombia. But then Atlantico, you know, stuck out to me, and I was like, you know, I like these people, and they have the fastest 400 runner, like, oh, you know, Anthony Zambrano. He got second in the Olympics. So I was like, you know what, they have a good 400 team. I was like, I'm gonna go over there. So I went over there in last summer, 2 summers ago, 2022, and I was like, man, everybody there was so nice to me. Everybody there was super sweet. You know, we have a language barrier because I could understand Spanish, but I can't really speak it as well. So I see some people in here, and
they going crazy in the comments. But you being over there, wouldn't that help? You know, you learn how to actually speak fluently.
Yeah, I like literally like 2 hours ago I was practicing because I really gotta learn. Like I can understand it really well, but speaking it, I'm kind of like have some issues.
Right. So what was the meet like? What was that experience like actually competing in Colombia?
So my first time was last year. It was the under 23 nationals for Colombia. And honestly, I was scared. I was so scared. I was like, man, I'm running in a different country. It's my first time running in a different country. I didn't know what to do. You know, they don't say runners to your mark. You know, they say it in Spanish. They say uno marcos. So I was just like, okay, what if I don't want to mess up? Like, it was this, and I was just tired, man. I had such a long season before that. So dealing with a lot of injuries, you know, my hamstring. So it was the last 2 seasons ago. Well, I'm still in the same season, but last season was a tough season. So it was, it was tough. So, you know, I didn't really run that good individually, but in the relay, you know, we had the 4x4. It was, you know, me and 3 other teammates. Shout out them. I can see them in the chat right now. And we basically, I guess Atlantico has like never won that relay. So I guess we were the underdogs and we came out and we won. So that was such a cool moment with them. You know, not even barely being able to talk to them, but you know, hugging them like we were brothers, you know, and feel like we've known each other our whole lives, you know. Great. Like I cried, honestly. And that was just a great experience. You know, I can't wait to run it back in November. I'm so excited.
Yeah. I got that feeling from looking at the videos, the photos. I'm like, dang, I thought you grew up with these guys.
Literally, that's how you guys like.
Yeah, you could tell you guys bonded, you know, because you done been through the trenches, you know. You literally like getting on a relay. Those people become your brothers. Like we literally going to war. I'm putting my life on the line. I'm about to run until I can't no more, you know. So you really get to make new friends, brothers. They become family, you know. If you had to compare, would you say you enjoyed running in Colombia more or running in the States more? Like
I feel like I feel like, you know, no shot to the States, but I feel like the States sometimes some meets are boring, like very boring. But in Colombia, man, everybody is going crazy. Like everybody, you know, they have them air horns and like they just Colombia is different. I really like running in Colombia, honestly. Yeah, it's a lot.
It seemed like he did. It seemed like it was a really cool experience. Definitely the energy. Like it seemed like it's a completely different world. You know, like we said, high school to college is a different world, different sport. But running in a different country is like, so I could only imagine.
Yeah.
Now,
it was great.
You started when you were younger. We talked about, you know, getting offers, going to GCU, coming to Mount Sac, going to Columbia. But you started running track so long ago. Why are you? And you didn't even want to do sports. So why are you still in track? Like, what keeps you going? What keeps you motivated?
Honestly, what keeps me going is my family. You know, running for Columbia really means a lot to me, just because I want to make them proud. You know, I want to make that Olympic team for them. You know, like they just mean so much to me. Like my mom, my dad, they're both my biggest supporters ever. Like they really motivate me every day. You know, I'm here because of them. Like I'm here in California because of them. Like I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing without both of them supporting me everything, anything I need. So I do it for them, really. I do everybody in Colombia because my whole family's in Colombia. I want them to see me, you know, representing the Colombian flag. Right. So I think that would be such a cool thing.
You're definitely gonna make that stage for sure. I can already see it, you know. But what are your goals this coming season? Well, actually, you're still in the same season. It's been a very long season for you, yeah. And you got nationals in November. So you know, what's the goal for nationals coming up?
You know, honestly, I'm actually on a relay with Anthony Zambrano in a mixed relay. So that one, I'm trying to win. Like we're trying to get that goal for that one.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta carry my own in that relay because his PR is a 43. So you know, I gotta step up. But
hey, man, you blazing the track too. It's a reason that you're on that relay. You know, you made it for a reason. There's so many people in the world that run track. That I'm sure there's so many people that could possibly run for Columbia. You know, so if you're on the relay, it's for a reason.
Yeah.
Your times do not lie. You've been putting in the work. You made it to that stage for a reason. You know, you got what it takes. And I understand, you know, being nervous and, you know, the shakes and all that, but you got to put that out your head. You there for a reason, my boy. You got this, you know. Now, with the goal being nationals, being on the big stage and wanting to win and all of that, what is the determining factor that you feel like is going to help you? Is it something that you're focusing on in training? Is it the mental aspect? Like you really got to lock in and, you know, tell yourself you got what it takes.
Basically, yeah. Like I got a lot of mechanics I need to work on. You know, when I was out there for like 3 weeks. You know, they were like noticing a lot of my mechanic issues because I just kind of I got a lot of heart, so I just run. You know, I don't have really my form kind of, especially like at the end of the race, I kind of like tighten up like this all the time and like my mechanics and I got to work on my mechanics a lot, and then basically just my mental. You know, sometimes before a race, I'm like, man, like come on, like I get worried, but you know, I just got to be grateful. Got to be so grateful that I'm able to compete in Colombia. You know, it's a blessing. It's really a blessing.
It's a blessing for sure. It's a huge opportunity. But like I said, man, you have what it takes. You're there for a reason, you know. But speaking of training, speaking of your form, you know, speaking of your mechanics, things you need to work on, you know, what are you currently doing in training? What's the workouts looking like?
So basically, since I just got back, you know, I don't really. I'm still with JB. I'm still working out with JB and all that. Shout out JB, man. He's really helped me. And so basically, I'm still kind of, you know, getting ready for the meet, you know, doing a lot of sprints, blocks, you know, a lot of mechanics, you know, 2+2s, just, you know, just stuff like that, really. Just kind of getting ready, trying to peak for November.
What's your favorite workout? What's something that you feel helps you, you know, with your mechanics, maybe helps you with your speed or helps you with your conditioning? Because that 4 is no joke.
Yeah. Honestly, my Mount Sac teammates gonna hate me for this, but I love 2+2s. I used to love 2+2s. That I don't know why, because I feel like that's a perfect workout for what I'm trying to do. I feel like that, or you know, I like blocks too because I have a really fast block start. Hey, anybody here at Mount Sac? I'm the best starter I was the best starter on the team.
Ooh, call them out.
Everybody knows I was the best starter on the team. A 400 runner, I was the best starter on the team. I used to beat all the 100 runners out the blocks.
Facts. I remember JB talking about that. He used to be like, we got a 400 runner beating 100 guys. Hey. We like, who?
Everybody Nick. Know it. I got the best start on the team. It's staying that way.
Facts. What's your favorite lift? Are you doing any lifting exercise that you feel, you know, help build your power, your strength, your conditioning?
I love cleans. I love doing cleans. That's my favorite.
I feel like most track and field athletes like cleans. Why do you like cleans? Huh? Why do you like cleans?
Because I like feeling explosive. You know, I like the jumping. I like the ones that like overhead too. I love that one.
Yeah, I love cleans too. It's literally for the same reason. The power you feel like, I'm in here lifting. You know what I'm saying? Now we got your favorite workout. We got your favorite lift. The workout is over. What are you refueling with after practice?
Oh, what's it called? Red tart cherry juice. I looked that up. is super good for you. After practice, I always drink
Yep.
that.
Help promote blood flow, clear out, all the lactic acid, all that. It's that tart cherry juice is good for you. I just got put on that bottom Mount Sac athletes and my boy Chase this past season.
Yeah,
I
no,
was
I love it.
not drinking it. It is a game changer for sure. Are you drinking any smoothies, any protein, or is it that's the main go-to drink?
That's really just that, and like yeah, like coconut water and just protein shakes. I try to keep. I'm on like a real strict diet, so I try to keep it real, like real, just as healthy as I
I
can be.
gotta ask, because most track and field athletes are not on any type of diet. Like I've seen some of the fastest athletes eating McDonald's pizza before and after the meet. And you said
Yeah.
you're on a strict diet. So what does that diet look like? Are you tracking calories, protein, macros? Are is it a meal plan laid out? What's going on?
Honestly, there's no like I'm not tracking nothing. I kind of just listen to my dad because my dad reads a lot about nutrition, so he kind of tells me, hey, like eat this, like eat this healthy food, for like breakfast, just eggs, fruits, just a lot of healthy stuff, chicken, rice, salmon, just stuff like that. I like to keep it like super clean, super clean. I don't even have cheat days. I don't like. I just super.
Same, like especially if you find some quality food that you really enjoy. Like I personally love salmon. I love salmon. I can eat it every day. There's no reason for me to cheat and get a burger or this and that. Like there's no reason. You
Yeah.
make some quality food, make it the way that you like, and you're good to go. You can
Oh
stay
yeah.
consistent on your meal plan.
Oh yeah.
Now, we talked about the workout, the lift, the run, post workout meal, right? There is a point in time where track comes to an end for every athlete, right? You cannot run forever. So, what are your goals after track?
After track, I plan to work with my dad and real because he be doing real estate. So I plan on we have like a family business, so I plan on joining with that. I'm currently still trying to learn the business right now, so that's basically it.
Okay, go on real estate, make some money. I see it. I see it. Okay. And as this interview is coming to an end, one of my favorite questions that I like to ask athletes is, what is something that you wish you could have told yourself back when you started track, back when you were a kid, or something that you would tell a kid that's following you now, that's looking up to you now?
Oh man, don't don't give up. Because when I was younger, I used to doubt myself so much. I used to like basically I would see somebody and be like, why am I not him? Why am I not why do I not look like that? Why am I not tall like that? Why am I not muscular? All the time when I was in high school, even when I was like a junior in high school. I was 17 and I would be looking at, one of the top guys in the state, be like, oh, why am I not as tall as him? So I would just say stop trying to, you know, just yeah.
Never give
Stop.
up.
Yeah, never give up. Stop trying to like compare yourself to other people because you're not them, you're you. So be the best you, basically.
Be the best you. You're in your own
Exactly.
lane. Stay in your own lane. All pun
Exactly.
intended. All pun intended. But really, man, I am wishing you the best of luck. Wishing
Appreciate
you a healthy season, healthy track meets. Go out there, set some more records. You truly have what it takes. You're on that team. You're on that stage for a reason.
appreciate
Really.
it, man.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for sitting down, having this conversation with me. It's been dope to get to know more about your story. It's a lot of things that I didn't know about. And I also appreciate you supporting our page. I always see you in the likes. I see you tuning into our other
Of course,
lives as
man.
well. I had to hear more about your story.
Yeah. I appreciate
Appreciate
you,
you.
man.
My pleasure. Well, that is it for us here on Trackletics Live. See y'all.
Peace.